Morbius is a 2022 American superhero film that was supposed to come out in it was supposed to come out on July 31st, 2020, but then March 19th, 2021, but then because of the COVID-19 pandemic and Spider-Man No Way Home, um, the film came out on April 1st, 2022, directed by Daniel Espinosa. The film has received negative reviews from critics and audiences alike, with having a 15% score on Rotten Tomatoes. However, um, having a 71% audience score, with the 15 being the critics score, of 5.2 out of 10 on IMDb and a 35% on Metacritic. The plot of this film is that dangerously ill with a rare blood disorder and determined to save others from the same fate, Dr. Michael Morbius attempts a desperate gamble. While at first it seems to be a radical success, a darkness of him is soon unleashed. So, what do I think of this movie? Obviously, one of the worst films of the year. I could say Jared Leto is trying as Morbius. I mean, he's good. I did like him in his 30 Seconds to Mars band and and he was and I do like that band 30 Seconds to Mars though. And when the trailers first came out, when I saw the trailers, they were actually very good. But when the film came out, I was just glad I didn't see this in the theater. Thank God I saw Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and The Bad Guys instead of this. I could say this. Jared Leto is trying as Morbius, but he just honestly couldn't do it, honestly. Matt Smith was so cartoonish in this film. He was dancing shirtless while putting his shirt on, I believe. Yeah. And even thinking about this movie, I'd rather watch Spider-Man 3 over and over again, which I do enjoy Spider-Man, which I enjoyed Spider-Man 3 as a guilty pleasure. Martine Adrona, I think she's not in it. She's the love interest for Morbius, honestly, and she did a horror. I'd say she's also trying, but she also couldn't do it. Tyrese Gibson was lame in this movie, playing as Simon Stroud. Jared Harris is barely in the movie, honestly. Al Madrigal, I can't pronounce his last name right, is Simon's partner, and he was also lame in this film as well. And I know it starts off with, and Charlie Shotwell, I know he plays the young Morbius while they have as kids where they um um where they have this blood disease. Yeah. And the battles are so lazy and watered down. I noticed people said this movie should have been R, and yeah, this movie obviously should have been rated R in the first place. And the action's actually very short in this film. And I've also watched this film on Netflix, and it is probably one of the worst comic book films I have seen in my life. And I noticed like there's a post-credit scene where like Adrian Toomes comes in and then he like asks Morbius to like join a group. And I think Spider-Man's actually mentioned in this film, and I think that probably means they're probably going to form like a Sinister Six group or something like that. Um, and 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 the Vulture's cameo is just and Adrian Toomes, aka the Vulture's cameo, is just wasted in this film. And the writing is actually very bad in this film. Like, I'm starting to get hungry, and you wouldn't like me when I'm hungry. Like, what is this? The Incredible Hulk movie from 2008? This made no sense. And yeah, I noticed like Morbius is kind of like a Spider-Man villain and like a Blade villain or something like that. And I noticed they also have like, excuse me. And I noticed like the Daily Bugle's name is in this film. Like on, if you like see a newspaper of it, excuse me. Yeah, you can obviously see the a Daily Bugle newspaper in this film as well. As for Craven the Hunter and Madam Web, they're gonna. I have kind of like maybes for them, but hopefully, but if Sony just keeps screwing it up, I'm just gonna be done with this Sony Spider-Man universe thing. And and um and uh and I watched this movie on Netflix, and it is obviously one of the worst films of the year and one of the worst comic book and superhero movies I've seen. I am going to give Morbius a 0 out of 10. So that's all for this video. Like and subscribe, and this is me signing out.